A dog with a 552-pound bite force seems like way too much to handle. But with the proper training, these 250-pound giants can be loyal pets. It's not usually the breed's fault that they have such bad reputations. From the dog known as a lion hunter to the often feared pit bulls, aggressive dogs are usually a product of their owners. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be careful, because most of these breeds hate strangers and have both size and intelligence on their side. Here are some of the most dangerous dog breeds on Earth, and why we often made them that way. Dobermans are intelligent, alert, and incredibly loyal, and gentle with their families, even though you wouldn't know that just by looking at them. That loyalty makes them the best guard dogs in the world, which can be very bad news for strangers who think they pose a threat to their property. Dobermans will attack without a second thought if they perceive a threat. To avoid a Doberman thinking that small children and animals are threats, they should be socialized early and raised with children around. They also have to be trained to listen to their owner without fault. A breeder will spend about $1,000 per litter of puppies to properly start the Doberman training process. The average price of a Doberman puppy from a reputable breeder is between $1,500 and $2,500. So that expensive training pays off for the breeders in the long run. A lot of Americans even import their Dobermans from Europe. Those puppies cost upwards of $3,000 and usually come with a family history of well-raised guard dogs. If you have patience and a few $1,000s, a Doberman will be the best security system you've ever had. The most popular breeds used as police dogs are German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, and Dutch Shepherds. These tough breeds are chosen for their athletic abilities, as well as their loyalty and intelligence. Unlike the average family pet, a police dog goes through rigorous training and therefore has to be given a special formulated diet complete with real meat and vegetables that can end up costing hundreds per month for each dog. And since most police dogs are imported from Europe, the cost for one dog plus airfare is about $8,000. But the cost is worth it because they need the toughest and smartest dogs to make it through their training program. Full training for a police dog includes patrol work, detection, and hard surface tracking. Those who make it past the first few classes show potential, and between $12,000 and $15,000 can be spent per dog to properly train them for the field. Once completely trained, these dogs are masters in obedience, agility, tracking, evidence searches, and narcotics or explosives detection. If you're a criminal, these multi-talented police dogs are your worst nightmare. The one thing scarier than a police dog is a fully trained military dog. Like police dogs, German Shepherds are a commonly chosen breed, but the Belgian Malinois has been proven to be the most outstanding working dogs used in military service. They're slender yet active and are constantly burning calories. Bred to be athletes, these dogs have no problem chasing down enemies of the state. The Belgian Malinois is also used in the Navy SEALs. They're able to swim long distances and make their way through obstacles better than their handlers. That's why the U.S. Armed Forces uses about 2,500 military working dogs to protect troops around the world. To get these dogs military ready, they're trained in a dog school facility with 1,000 other dogs. The training program is given an annual budget of $420,000. Their handlers fire blanks to get them used to the sounds of war, and they run obstacle courses for about 15 hours each week. If the puppy shows enough bravery, agility, and trust in its handler, then it has a good shot at becoming an official member of the military, an accomplishment that only 1% of all military dogs in training will ever achieve. Rhodesian Ridgebacks are hunting dogs with predatory instincts. They also go by a pretty terrifying nickname, the Lion Hunter. This name is a bit misleading since a Ridgeback could never really take down a full-grown lion, but they were called lion dogs when they were first brought to Rhodesia in the 1870s and used to stalk and herd lions so that humans could hunt them and protect their livestock. But the fact that a Ridgeback is willing to face and harass a lion for its human tells you all you need to know about the strength and bravery of these strange dogs. Raising a Rhodesian Ridgeback can be a challenge. Like all hunting dogs, they have an independent mind and are not pushovers. They can also be very dominant or aggressive toward other dogs and are the most territorial of the hound breeds. They are often aloof with strangers and should be socialized at a very early age. If you want to try your hand raising a lion dog, it'll cost you anywhere between $700 and $2,000 for a puppy. The most famous dangerous dog is probably Pit Bull. While they do have a bad reputation for being aggressive, it's usually how the owner raises the pit bull that determines whether or not it'll grow up to be vicious. Since 2005, pit bulls and their mixes have inflicted fatal dog attacks at over 6.5 times the rate as Rottweilers, another famously dangerous dog. One of the biggest reasons for aggressive behavior is the selective breeding of pit bulls with tendencies for dogfighting. But if a pit bull is lovingly and cautiously raised, aggression doesn't have to be a major issue. A pit bull puppy usually costs between $2,000 and $5,000, but prospective owners should also keep in mind that the yearly cost of maintaining a dog comes at about $2,000, and a pit bull should definitely have professional training, which can cost $120 per hour. Important lessons for a young pit bull include socialization, training to obey commands at all times, making sure they're not the dominant one in the household, and plenty of exercise and nourishment. Then this often feared dog will become the best friend you've ever had. You probably didn't expect this, but Dalmatians are some of the most aggressive dogs out there. Dalmatians are often high-strung and full of energy, so they can be really difficult to train. When they get scared or nervous, they tend to lash out, often biting the person that frightened them. Experts don't recommend that they be brought up in a house with children unless the family is very good at training dogs. A lot of $120 per hour training sessions may be needed since Dalmatians can be one of the most stubborn breeds to train. Most times they have just too much pent-up energy, so vigorous exercise and activity is needed for them to stop seeing others as a threat. If you can properly train a stubborn Dalmatian, they're one of the most intelligent and interesting pets to have. You just have to keep an eye out for their strong independence and survival instincts. They can cost as little as $800 and as much as $5,000 for superior pedigree and lineage. But the more you pay for a puppy doesn't guarantee that the dog will be any easier to handle. According to research from 2005 to 2015, Rottweilers have been responsible for 41 fatalities. Those statistics put a lot of people off from owning a Rottweiler, but these loyal dogs are often only aggressive due to a lack of socialization that leads to fear and territorial behavior. Rottweilers used to be used to pull carts and herd animals and were always very loyal to their handlers. In general, they display aggression only towards strangers because they want to protect their people and property. But if a Rottweiler properly respects its owner, it'll listen to them when asked to back down from a confrontation. Considering they can weigh more than 120 pounds, 54 kilograms, it's highly recommended that they be professionally trained to avoid any dangerous behavior. Rottweiler puppies are usually between $1,500 and $2,500 each, but because of their training needs, new owners should expect to spend a couple hundred more on a good quality training program. With proper training, this gentle giant has good couch potato potential. When owning dogs gets a little old, you could always upgrade to the next best thing, a wolf. The only problem with wolf hybrids, besides how much they eat, is how much their aggressive wolf behavior can linger, making them very dangerous if not properly trained and cared for. Many U.S. states regulate the breeding and ownership of wolf hybrids because they're accounted for at least 14 fatalities between the 80s and 90s, though that number may be higher because people often mislabeled their wolf dogs as huskies or malamutes. Their aggressive tendencies are usually caused by fear of the unknown, but these dogs can be unpredictable and hard to control. They also tend to see the smallest animals and sometimes children as dinner. That's why it's important to socialize them young, or if you can't, keep them away from anything that might look like a meal. You should budget anywhere from $1,700 to $5,000 or even more for a wolf hybrid. It'll cost another $3,000 a year to maintain a wolf dog with its big appetite. You'll also need to make a barkyard enclosure because wolf hybrids need a cool climate and lots of space to roam. Some animals just don't like other animals. The Cane Corsos is guilty of being incredibly aggressive to other animals, so they need a calm and confident owner to convince them that all other animals aren't threats. Cane Corsos are very independent and dominant. They tend to be violent and aggressive toward other dogs and will often chase any other animals down. Getting them used to listening to commands is a must. If properly trained, they're a joy to own because of their playful and athletic nature. They're best for an owner who is always moving because these dogs must constantly burn up their energy or else they might chaos around the home. On average, the Cane Corso ranges in price from $900 to $2,000, while a top quality dog generally starts at $2,500 and can go as high as $8,500. While this may be one of the most coveted breeds of dog, they're not for everyone and can test the patience of even the most experienced owners. Mastiffs can come off as aggressive, particularly when they are in the process of protecting their home or family members. They normally don't bite unprovoked, which is good because these giants have the largest bite force of any dog at 552 pounds. Mastiffs are smart and they live to please their owners. However, they can be really stubborn and difficult to train. Obedience training courses are often necessary since you wouldn't want such a large dog misbehaving. Males can grow between 150 and 250 pounds, between 68 and 113 kilograms, so they're basically impossible to hold back if they decide to get violent. Depending on their breeding, a Mastiff usually costs anywhere between $1,800 to $2,500. But you should also be warned that these gentle beasts are known for barking. It's one of their protective instincts, but that and their size makes them terrible pets for an apartment or even a small house. If given enough space, these dogs will flourish with caring owners and keep away any trespassers without even trying. Which of these breeds seem like a little too much to handle? Which ones would you be down to own anyway? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to The Richest for more. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.